Hi, today we have a simple question, but with a not so obvious answer. The Xiaomi 17T and Xiaomi 17T Pro are from the same lineup, have the same chip, the same screen, and almost identical design. The difference between them, roughly speaking, is in the camera and the price, about 200 euros. Is this difference in the camera worth it? 200 euros. That's what I wanted to find out, and today we'll look at real photos. I took both phones, went outside, and shot the same thing. One spot, one scene. It was overcast weather, so no sun, no perfect conditions. Everything just like in real life. To briefly sum up the differences, the Pro has a physically larger sensor, 1/1.3 inches versus 1/1.55 in the regular 17. Plus, the Pro has 8K video and 4K at 120 frames per second. The base version doesn't have this. Everything else, telephoto, ultra-wide, front camera, is the same. That sounds like a small difference, so let's see if that's really the case in practice. Both phones work with Leica, which means the same processing style, warm colors, saturation, and contrast. On a cloudy day, both give you an image that looks a bit livelier than it actually was. That's the signature Leica touch, and overall I like it. So here, we're not comparing style. The style is the same. We're comparing the hardware quality. How much a larger sensor really changes the result? So let's get started. And let's look at the portrait mode. Same spot, same scene. On the regular 17T, that's on the left side. The face is sharp and well defined. The level of detail is good, but the skin tone appears a bit cooler with a slightly more grayish tint. Bokeh. It's present in the background. Along the edges of the hair, the blur boundary is a bit uneven, but overall it's fine. Where the hair against the background building, the transition is fine. Some hairs blurred slightly, but that's normal because that's just the hairstyle. Here, on the pie on the right side, it's noticeably warmer, the skin looks a bit more lively, the tone is a bit softer. Here, the bokeh is a bit smoother in my opinion. Although overall there's no big difference. The boundaries between sharp and blurred areas. I wouldn't say it's neater, probably about the same, but the overall impression of the portrait is pleasant. I can't say it looks better, but overall the difference is small. It's mostly noticeable in the colors. And, this is probably actually one of the most noticeable differences out of everything I shot, because it's here that the Pro really delivers a tangible result. It handles depth and separating the subject from the background better, but we can only really notice this because the background is more blurred specifically on the Pro, not on the regular version. Now we can move on to macro photography. Here it is. And honestly, I expected a bit more of a difference here. There's practically none. Again, the difference is mostly in the colors. But both phones produce rich greens and sharp droplets. The good level of detail looks identical at a quick glance. Only if you look closely can you notice anything. But specifically, what I notice is that the Pro has slightly deeper and more dimensional shadows under the leaves, in my opinion. And the green looks a bit more natural. On the regular one, it's kind of too green. But you really have to look closely to see it. In everyday life, for social media, both do an excellent job. I said it was too green because on that day, the Pro gave a more natural result. Moving on. Now let's move on to zoom. Here we go. And here too the difference is noticeable. Let's look at the bas relief on the building's facade. First from a normal distance, that's 1x. Then we'll take a look with zoom. Here I think it's 2x or 3x. Here the magnification is even greater. There, we can take a look. Here, it's already a bit blurry on the regular one. Maybe it's just the way I took the photos. I think this is the maximum zoom. So from a normal distance, everything looks good overall. The details of the stucco are clear and the texture of the stone is also visible. At maximum zoom, things get a bit more interesting, especially on the 17T. Here, you start to see some artificial enhancements appear. The surfaces become a bit softer. Wait, that's not quite right. There's a slight painterly effect that appears. And on the brooch, everything is generally filled in as well. On the white gypsum, the same painterly effect appears. It's not a disaster, it's actually fine. On the cutout, the thalia holds up a bit longer, and the cracks in the plaster, as well as some small stucco details, all remain quite clear and are rendered a bit more accurately, simply because it has more original information from the sensor. Now let's move on to the very first photo. It was supposed to be my starting point. I don't know why I went in this direction. This is just the entire facade. It's a street scene, and here the difference is minimal overall. The color reproduction is the same. There's a warm Leica style. Both cameras handle the sky well, and you can see that the weather is overcast. When viewing normally, on a phone or on social media, these photos are completely indistinguishable. The difference only appears if you open them on a large monitor and zoom in. The right one has slightly less noise in the shadows, and the background is a bit sharper. But you really have to look for it on purpose. Next, let's move on to the ultra-wide. And here both have the same module, you can see it right away. The same distortions at the edges, the same color reproduction, about the same level of detail. Here, the cost saving on the Pro version doesn't show, simply because there was nothing to save on. The module is exactly the same. Next, I also have some video footage. By the way, I also have photos taken at 50 megapixels. Overall, can you notice any differences? No? Next, let's move on to video. I shot both videos in 1080. Yes, in 1080, I think at 60 FPS. Here we can play them at the same time, well, almost at the same time. So what do we see here? All I see is that the Pro version has slightly more stable footage, slightly better stabilization, but overall the videos are also identical. So, to sum up, the difference between the 17 and the 17 Pro, there is a difference in the camera, but it's not the same across the board. The Pro has better portraits, better zoom, the wide shot on the ultra-wide is about the same, and macro is almost identical. Is that worth 250 euros? Well, it depends on what you shoot. If you take a lot of portraits, then yes. If you shoot at night, by the way, then yes as well. Yes, that's it. But mostly if you shoot landscapes, architecture, or street scenes, you can go with the regular 17T and not regret it. But another difference is that the Pro can shoot 8K video and 4K at 120 FPS. So if you shoot video seriously, that's another argument in favor of the Pro. Overall, both phones are good. The Pro is better, but not twice as good. It's better by maybe by 200 euros better. No more, no less. So if you found this helpful, give it a like. And in the next video, we'll compare a few more phones together. See you!